Okay, Mississauga, we're keeping it real here. Once again, it's always exciting to have wonderful guests. I just want to, start off with just welcoming Siddha Devraj. So, welcome to Mississauga, keeping it real. Devraj. So, welcome to Mississauga, keeping it real.
Thank you, Banu. Thank you.
And just to let our listeners know, I was able to connect with Siddha, with Guru Pashupati. His episode actually came out in December. So how did you two actually connect? How did that? Because that's how I found you, Siddha.
These are sheer blessings. These are sheer blessings, you see.
Yes, that's true.
And Guru Pashupati is my Siddha Guru, and he initiated me as a Siddha, and Devraj is my spiritual name. So from Gaurav Dhameja to the journey of Siddha Devraj, Guru Pashupati has a profound hand in that. He came in my life as a blessing, and what happened was that on the day of Makar Sankranti, before that, he called me up and he uh, told me that Mahavatar Babaji has asked him to make a video on Makar Sankranti. So he was asking about the astrological interpretation of the same event, and I gave him that interpretation. Somehow he got, he was impressed by the way I could convey my understanding, astrological understanding on Makar Sankranti. And that is how Guru Pashupati took my name, and this is where we are right now.
Wow, wow. So this was just in the last 2-3 weeks. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Now, just
And
let our
I
listeners.
have spent time with Guru Pashupati for almost 1 year now, and I was with him in last October. I was with him for almost 2 weeks. So we spent time together, and I learned real spiritual knowledge. So he is my Siddha Guru, and I am extremely grateful to him.
Wow, wow. What a great story. And what a great connection and the divine, connection. Really, everything happens for a reason too.
Yep, yep.
And just to let our listeners know, we're recording this on January. What's the date today? I don't even know what day it is today.
Today is 18th.
18th, January 18th. So for our listeners, just to let you know, Siddha is from India. And you are actually my second guest that I've had come on, Siddha, from India. The first one was Guru Pashupati back in December. And through that connection and your connection with him, here we are today. And really, when I saw your Instagram, your website, to me, I thought it was very important that our listeners really get to know what astrology really is. There's a difference between Western and Eastern astrology. So before we go into all that, Siddharth, let's sort of rewind a little bit. Is this something that you've always been doing before when it comes to this area? Astrology is something they got into, family?
Well, neither from my mother's side nor from my father's side, nobody knew any A of astrology also. So I am the first one in the whole entire family to be an astrologer. Now, Banu, as destiny would have it, I actually completed my bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering. And then I had a parental business of aluminum alloys, which I joined immediately after completing my course. And then I also did my PG in import export management, and I was doing very well with my business activities. In fact, there was a time when I was among the top importers of silicon metal here in India. But some trigger happened, in within the family, and we used to go to a lot of astrologers to solve that issue. And one
Mhm.
word which I used to, listen to was that there are certain doshas in the horoscope. When dosha means certain combinations certain inauspicious combinations which are going to cause very unfavorable events in life. Okay, so that word hit me very hard. It says you have this dosha, means you have committed these sins, so you are having these doshas. I never liked that statement. One. Second
Mm,
thing was, it was giving a lot of confusion to me. Some astrologer was talking something else, some was something else. We did a lot of remedies. I could not find that respite. So I prayed to Lord Shiva, and I prayed intensely. And deep within, a thought came that why don't you learn astrology? And that is how I started. I took up a book and started reading astrology. For first 6 months, I could not understand anything. And I'm being candid about it. It was like as if I'm wasting my time. But something happened one day in the year 2003. All of a sudden, everything started making sense to me. What is an ascendant? What is a sun sign? What is a moon sign? What do we mean by what is the importance of place of birth? Everything started making sense to me. The reference points, the conjunctions, the placements, the aspects. And as if somebody has opened up some door for me, and all that understanding was just lying there, and it just struck me. Oh, now I know. And when I realized that I know, then came a lot of responsibility. Then there was a need to develop my observational skills as well as my intuitional abilities. And that is where I started learning Reiki. Then I also got initiated into Babaji's Kriya Yoga by Swami Kriyananda. Then came, I was in one of the meditation sessions. I was discussing few. The topic was on depression, and some lady from USA, she said past life regression therapy is a good answer to it. So I got intrigued, and that is where I started surfing about Dr. Brian Weiss. Then I went to USA. I stayed with Dr. Brian Weiss. I got regressed. I saw my past life, and I learned past life regression from there. And then after that, I did lot of courses to understand how subconscious belief system works. When I came back, I realized that I know a lot now. But what am I going to do with this knowledge? That is where deep, the guru sits within you actually. The guidance is there itself deep within you. And I was magnetically pulled away from the conventional business activities, and I was thrown into the field of occult. Then I opened up one center in the name of freedom to have hands on experience. For 3 years, I used to do free consultations there. I used to address problems of people. I used to do meditation sessions there. And that gave me a lot of exposure, understanding, and empathizing with people, how they feel. Then I was guided enough in my meditations to hone up my skills. Then I took a break. I worked more on myself. I learned many modalities in astrology. And then whatever I could understand that this needs to be simplified. Like there are so many combinations, so many doshas, some auspicious ones, yoga, some inauspicious ones. So I thought, why not to simplify that? Then I started researching on it. And that is how I came up with my own methodology, which I have not now got registered, called as Guruansha Paddhati. And this is like I have divided two forces. One is a supportive force, one is an obstructive force. So astrology is is a divine thing when it comes to seeking guidance, having direction in life. And Bhanu, every one of us, we need some or the other guidance, some direction in any aspect of our lives, isn't it?
it's true. We all need guidance, and some of us are not ready to sort of surrender to that guidance. We think we know everything. And I've been in my life as well too. It's like, nope, I can do this on my own. Nope, it's, the ego gets involved. And I think for me personally, just trying to surrender, allowing to get guidance from a higher source of some kind, it was challenging actually. And when you sort of let that ego go and allow yourself to sort of be guided or supported, just like your journey that you shared, Siddha, everybody, when they first step into that journey, when it comes to going within, it's not something that everybody easily does. There's a process involved. There's pain involved. And as I was just listening to your reincarnation almost in this lifetime, from where you were to where you are now, like, definitely what a journey it has been for you. And I'm just going to backtrack a little bit. You had mentioned that in your family, you were the first one. So were you sort of like the black sheep? Like, your family, like, what are you doing? Like, you're letting go of this very, this import export business, being the largest in India, and now you're changing. Like, that must have been like a complete shock to the family.
I have had my quota of criticism to the
Yes.
T. To the T. Everybody told me, "What are you doing, man? What are you doing? What are you up to?" I was married. I had two sons at that point of time, and I was exceptionally good with my business activity also. But then, uh, you know, deep rootedly, I somehow had this clear alignment
Hmm.
that my purpose of life is different. And
Was
I
it an
feel,
inner thing? Was it an inner thing? You felt something inside?
oh yes, it was a deep inner calling. And it's not, some people call it as passion, some people call it as hobby, some people call it as something else. But it was beyond passion. It was, I would say, real madness. I was so restless deep within myself. There was no sense of settlement because I had this feeling that I am not aligned. I am doing well. I am earning well. I have a great social circle. Everything is so settled. Things are getting solved. Where I started from, getting into occult and started applying that in my life, things resolved. So I think I got that. I achieved that milestone also. But then I had a void, and it was not a simple void. So some force deep within me was telling me again and again, boss, get up. This is not your purpose of life. You have to take it as you have to serve people with right guidance. To be there, it's a seat of responsibility. And if to be there, you will have to go through every aspect of life, learn everything. So I've had my quota of pain also, Bhanu. I have been taught astrology the very hard way.
I was just going to get into that because you even had doubts yourself because one person says, oh, this is off, or, and we're going to get into all that so we understand it. But just in your share, you did say there were some challenges and difficulties. One person would say this and that, correct?
Oh, yes, of course. And that actually confused me a lot. And then after researching, I realized that problems in life, they come from three sources. One is self created, your belief system, your thought process created. We call it as Atam. The source is called as Atam. Then the other source is your environment. So we call it as Bhutam. And the third is the Devam aspect, the cosmic influence, which actually is the governing party is giving you a situation.
Got
Then
it.
when I further meditated on that over a period of years, I realized that there is a 33% rule applicable. 33% problems are self created, 33% environment created, 33% devam means the cosmic created. But the secret here is that if there is a problem in the cosmic created problems, whatever you are experiencing, that domain can supersede the 66%.
Wow.
that is a very powerful influence on anybody. If the planetary positions are not in your favor, so then it becomes really a daunting task for anybody to achieve the goals which they have desired for. And that is where my journey, got into the deeper levels, wherein I could understand some different ways to look at it and different ways to simplify this subject. It's a complex subject, Banu. It's an oceanic subject. The more you feel that you know it, the more it will give you an opportunity to make you understand, oh my god, so much to learn.
Yeah. Just talking about learning, earlier you had mentioned that, you started to dive into different healing modalities and you came to the US, and I forgot the person that you sort of stayed
Dr.
with, or
Brian Weiss.
correct. And then you said you did Reiki, correct?
Yes, from Reiki Blessings Academy, California, Madam Dharma Devi, a
Got
spiritually
it.
evolved lady. Probably
Wow.
she was handling uh, the beautiful LA center of Ananda Sangha. She was
Okay.
handling that center. Yep.
Got it. So I guess those were sort of like stepping stones, because at this time, or maybe during it, were you still into astrology at that time, or was this just like steps into you getting into astrology even deeper at that time?
Come again. I,
Yeah.
I
So you said that you had visited the U.S. and you did Reiki and you visited, powerful healers, past life regressions. Was this all before you got into astrology, or was this as you were already into astrology? These are
so I
additional.
yeah I was into astrology first,
Got it.
and very soon I realized that this is a science of observation and intuition both. So you can develop your observational skills by studying the subject more, but intuition has to be developed by deep rooted healing, by meditation, and by centering yourself, calming yourself, and becoming one with the planetary energies. you
Mm,
know I realized that the need of the other modalities, when I used to see any astrological chart, I realize it's a diagrammatic representation, but it's like a it's like a doorway for me to connect with the astral body of a person. You
mm,
know, so it's like an interface.
got it.
So to connect deeply and decipher the reality of the person, you have to have that observation and intuition together, and that is where it led me to all the other modalities which I learned.
It's true. It's absolutely true. I have a lot of doing this podcast, Siddha. I've been fortunate enough to meet very amazing, like healers of all different capacities, and one is unique and different from the next person. The analogy I like to give for those who are not into the natural healing or spirituality, to my friends who are just everyday go to go people, I go, it's like going to a candy store. One day you want a Kit Kat, you want a coffee crisp. They all taste good. They're just a different brand. It could be dark chocolate, it could be a different variety, brand, whatever it is. So even in this world of spirituality, natural healings, there's so many different modalities, and because they're unique and different, but they all do what they do. Doesn't mean one is better than the other. It's just that they provide a aspect to oneself. So with
Yeah,
everything that you're saying, I completely understand.
yeah, it's a beautiful creation. You see, Lord has created so many things to do one thing. So that is how the show is interesting.
Yeah, it is. It really, really
you
is.
Yeah, so you just take an example, as if you have only one actor in Hollywood or Bollywood, what will happen? You'll get bored.
You get bored. you, yeah,
And
you
the
need.
best part is that every actor has his or her audience.
Yes, absolutely. No, definitely. And no, it's just been great, like connecting with people from all around the world and really sharing the abundance and journey and everything else. So let's get into astrology. Like, I'm just going to share some sentiments. Like, I come from a Hindu family. Uh, you know, uh, my dad, when we were born, he did the Janapatri, which is like a birth chart. For those who don't know, it's like a birth chart just to see when the stars, where the stars were when we were born, on what time. And so it's always been part of us. And then through this journey, listening to dad's stories, media, social media in the last 10, a decade or so,
Correct.
there's so much information out there so that I don't even know what to believe. Is it true? Is it not true? What's the value? Do we even have choice? Like, you may know the Ranveer show, Beer and Biceps. I don't know if you ever listened to his episodes. He's a very large audience on YouTube, and he's had astounding astrology people come on board, and they say life is ordained, it's already set. Some say no, it's not. So just like the hiccups that you have had in the like learning about, I've also had hiccups. And like, is this real? What's true? So can we start from the basic? What is astrology? You did touch on a little bit where you said there's three parts to it, but let's take one step back and let's start from there for our listeners.
All right. So I'll let you know about the Indian astrology.
Yes, absolutely.
You see,
And would you know, sorry to cut you off, would you know the difference between the Indian version and then the Western version? Is like, do you know why
actually,
why is there so many different astrology? Like, why can't we just have one? I don't know. I'm just asking.
this is an oceanic subject. We cannot standardize it. I mean, there are no protocols like the conventional medical science, you see. So that is the reason.
That's right.
Uh, it's that I told you, it's the subject which is dependent on observation and intuition both.
Got it.
So the intuitive abilities may vary. I have always told my audience that विद्या पूर्ण है विद्यार्थी में ही कमी होती है मीन्स the the subject itself is absolutely complete, but the student might not read it completely.
Mm, mm, mm.
So deficiencies can be in the student but not in the subject.
I
So
got it.
so yeah, see, I haven't had the exposure of Western astrology, so I cannot comment on that. But yes, for Indian astrology, I have studied almost all the limbs, starting from the Vedic astrology to Nadi to KP astrology to Jaimini to Lal Kitab. So you pick up any which ways, you pick up anything. It is based on four pillars, okay, and those pillars are planets, houses, signs, and dasha. Now, planets in Indian astrology, we consider 9 planets. So we consider Sun and Moon as planets. We call them as luminaries. They are opportunity giving planets. The most interesting part which I realized is that Sun represents in your birth chart, it represents the learning which you have already mastered in your past lives. I mean, that you already know. And moon is because it is dependent on the light of sun, so it is about the learnings which you still need to master. Then we have the shadowy planets, we call them as Rahu and Ketu. There is a beautiful mythological understanding behind it. And Rahu is called as the head of one asura, and Ketu is the the remaining body of the asura. And you can also understand where when moon and earth's orbit, when they intersect, on the north node there is a small shadow, we call it as Rahu, and astronomically also there is a shadow on the south which is called as Ketu. So we consider these two planets, they are shadowy planets. They are responsible to cast shadow, because we have duality on earth. Everything cannot be goody goody. So and balance, we have 5 other planets. They have their significations, they aspects, they rule different aspects of life. The other combination is about the 12 houses. When we say houses, in Hindi we call it as bhavas. Bhavas means the kind of emotions which you have to go through. And those emotions, they actually come with particular surroundings. So we have 12 bifurcations. How it came, if you see on your above, there is 360 degrees, isn't it? So
Correct.
that has been divided into 12 parts. So every part, every energy zone is 30 degrees. And every zone has an importance in your life. Like when we say the first house or the first bhav, it's all about you, your physical body. It's a representation of your belief system. It's a representation of your mental attitude. Likewise, we have all the relevant houses. Second is, one is you. Second is you and your family, your environment, basically. The kind of food you eat, the kind of resources you have. Third is the sibling part or the planning part. Fourth comes your home environment. So likewise, we have 12 bhavas. And accordingly, we need to number those bhavas. That is where the signs come into play. And finally comes the dasha, means your condition. What will be your condition? So it is such a beautiful representation. It's like a mandala. Mandala is a complex creation, but made out of very simple shapes. That is a mandala. So the astrological chart, when we start to decipher, we understand every aspect of human's life is so beautifully written that this is going to be your situation. How you will respond is your learning. That's your free will. How you respond to a given situation, that will be given in your hands. And how it came, what is the importance? Because in your past life, you must have made choices. So the sum total of all the choices which you have made in your past is equal to your destiny in this lifetime. And we understand that destiny with that diagrammatic representation. And that diagram actually sums up what astrology is.
It does. Yeah. And, there's a questions that I'm sure even the clients that, you sort of, they've taken on your services, they have as well. One question that keeps coming up then is it seems like life is already preordained. It's already set for you. Like really, there's not much we can do. Did you have those thoughts in your journey as well too? Because then I sometimes have these thoughts as well too. But listening to what you said, there's a moment where you said that whatever situation one goes through, it's how we respond to that. That is our free will at that time. But we
Of
have
course.
to go through it.
Of course. Giving you a situation is very important. Situations cannot happen haphazardly. They have to happen with some account. Some accountability has to be there. Why it happened? So some governing party has to give you a situation. And when we study that governing party, that is where the study of astrology comes into play. Situation will come your way in your environment. But how you respond to it, that's part of your learning. You see, if everything is already written, then why do we go to a doctor when there is any sort of a problem? Because we still have this hope, we still have this belief, strong belief, that if I take this medication, probably I'll be relieved of the symptom, isn't it? So you do something about it. If a situation comes, you rationally also try to respond to it. Now what happens is, I'll tell you, lot of my clients, left brainers, they come to me when when they have tried everything, and now nothing is working. I say something is beyond my control and I need to understand this. And that is where I sit down with them and I make them understand that you are the same person, you are using the same rationale, the same understanding, the same experience. Last time you came out of the same problem very gracefully, but this time you feel stuck up. Though something is different, something has changed. What has changed? Your dasha has changed. So means the cosmic influence is actually trying to supersede your willpower. The
The
moment you
33%.
come again,
what you said earlier, right? Where the 33 can take over the 66.
Yes. And the best part is, awareness is the first step to resolution. The moment a person is aware that, all right, this is something which is actually, I am not the one who is like who is like, I am not good enough, or I am a failure, or I am not able to handle this. Oh man, come on, you have already done a lot, you've learned a lot, but there is a higher force which is trying to tell you, probably your approach needs to change. Probably you need to learn something different. And that is an obstructive force which is shown in your birth chart. It is going to come to give you, we call it that there are three houses in the astrological chart which are called as malefic houses: sixth house, eighth house, and 12th house. So if a problem comes from the sixth house, it is trying to trying to put you into a challenging situation, so that your ability to rise above the challenge improves. If the problem comes from the eighth house, it is obstructive problem. It is casting a delay in your life, not giving you results, so that you learn how to rise above dissatisfactions, feeling of frustration and other dejected feelings. And if the influence is from the 12th house, then people become lonely. They have sad feeling. They feel depressed. They feel weak. They feel as if it's a loss to them. So you have to learn how to rise above it. The beauty of astrology here is that for every rationale also, when it comes to sixth house affliction, what you need is proper discipline in life, and that is how you rise above challenges. When it comes to eighth house, you have to have the power of transformation. Means whatever you have been doing, just look from the other way around, and just drop your approach. Open up yourself for something which is absolutely new. Then a transformation will happen. And if it is coming from the 12th, the beauty is that 12th house also rules meditation and sitting and doing something productive in isolation. So when you align yourself with such an environment, with such a thing, it's like a bypass methodology now. You're bypassing certain things and learning faster rather than going through a pain. But as I told you, awareness is the first step to resolution. So you have to be aware that, okay, obstructive forces are there, let me handle it this way.
Hmm.
And that works.
So let's take one step back, Siddha. When we're born, there's a time, there's a day, there's a place.
Correct.
From my understanding, is when we come into this world, the stars, the sun, relationship to the moon, there's a print of it at the time that we're born. That dictates the rest of our almost our life, correct? Like
Yeah.
what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So just to understand, Siddha, so based on that blueprint of the time and place we were born, that is not only a reflection of what's happened in the past lives, but what will continue to happen moving forward in our life. Is that correct?
Correct. I'll
Got
tell
it.
you. Correct.
Sure.
So is your question complete, or?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
the first question. Yeah.
So when you are born, it's like a sky shot happening at that point of time. So whichever planet in whichever sign, that is captured very well. And that is how the starting of the dasha also starts in anybody's life. Dasha means the condition starts. Okay. The beauty is of this creation is that some part of it is absolutely fixed. You just cannot change it. And some part of it is absolutely flexible, means it is completely at your disposal. If you want, you can change it. Like, you cannot change your biological parents, isn't it? You cannot change your biological siblings, but you can choose your friends, you can choose your environment. For that matter, if you can pray, you can choose your guru also, isn't it? So the fixed part of the destiny in technically, if I tell you in astrology, is that the planet in which sign is fixed. Planet sitting with other planet in a particular house is fixed.
That's
These are
right.
fixed part of the destiny. But what will change is the dasha. Means same planet 20 years back can be against you. Why? Because it has to, you know, teach you something. But now it has changed roles and it is now becoming favorable. It is now to help you because you've already learned your lessons. Okay, so this is how the dashas also evolve as per your learning, that in this frame from a particular date to a particular date you are going to have a fixed policy. Now it's like how the governments run. Okay, like in India we have democracy and then now BJP is going on here. So they have a fixed policy that for this much time we are going to have this policy and we're going to achieve this. Okay, beyond that some other government will come, they will have their own policy. Likewise, when a planet is operative, it has a fixed policy for a certain time band for you. Means it is going to give you some situations, fixed situations in every aspect of your life. That can be well read in astrology. But the best part, again I am telling you, those situations you can invite, but how you respond is again a flexible part of the destiny. That is where yoga comes into play, and how beautiful Guru Pashupati has told that the meaning of yoga means to become yoga, to become worthy of it. So there are certain surrender helps you to learn better. When you open up yourself for higher understanding. Why do you have to open up yourself? So that you're able to respond to the fixed situation in a different way. That is the variable. That's the beauty of this creation. Even if some things are ordained that they are going to happen this way only, but how you take it is totally dependent on you. How you open up yourself is totally dependent on you. That's the beauty.
Yeah, it is the beauty. I'm just listening to everything that you're saying, and it's making sense. Of all the 8 billion people that we have here, everyone has a blueprint.
Correct.
Everyone has their own journey, and in all that interconnectedness, there's family, relationship, business, and social life, and I am assuming that this, astrology also gives information about not just one aspect of a person's life, which we sort of are addressing now, which is, surrendering, letting go, finding the tools, how we're going to react, but also in other areas of our life. Correct?
Every aspect of life is there. Every aspect. It's 360 degrees.
Mm.
I mean, wherever you stand, you talk of your physical health, you talk of your finances, your expenses, your investments, your career,
Yes.
your finding the guru, your spiritual knowledge, your whether you are enjoying your life at the moment or not, everything is written there in the chart. You're going to get the situation exactly the same way. So that is written. That is completely written. And
It is.
every aspect we can check in an astrological chart.
You know, with all the clients, you said since 2003, where your journey started with astrology, and you spent a lot of time, just providing complimentary services. And once you really got into this whole arena,
Hmm.
what is the number one complaint about astrology? Like, I'm sure there's clients that you like, this is no, this is not right. Like, what is that one, like, one or two things, like, that you can say these are the two common things that most people have issues with when it comes to
Okay,
astrology?
okay, okay.
Based
I'll
also
answer.
on your own experience too, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. So that is where I was going to. I will tell you. I had the complaint. This is how I started. I had the complaint. When people used to say, "Oh man, this is going to happen and nothing can be changed. So go from here now." I have faced it myself. When people will say, "This is." Somebody was so rude. At one point of time, somebody said that this is going to happen, one death is going to happen in your family, and we were like really shocked.
Right.
And that was something, that was a big trigger for us, that we're going to lose a loved ones. And that person predicted that this is going to happen after 5 years. Those 5 years, Bhanu, we know as a family, it was like every day was hell for us,
Mm.
because you tell 100 good things to anybody, you just say one negative thing, the mind has the power to magnify that negative thing. You keep on thinking about the same thing. So one, this is a very responsible seat. Anything coming from an astrologer's mouth can really have an impact on the client's life. And that was my first complaint to a lot of astrologers whom I used to meet, that the person is coming to you for guidance. Probably the person is experiencing some pull or push in the current time. Some stress, some challenge is going on. The person is looking for guidance, not demotivation. He's already demotivated. So that was my complaint. That is where I started. Now coming on to my clients, what I have seen. See, there are majorly two aspects. One is, of course, career stability and money, and the second aspect is relationships. These are the two aspects of life where people are concerned all over the world.
That's
And
right.
the third thing, which actually should be the top priority, third thing comes the health.
Wow. Yeah. Show me the money, then I can find the relationship,
Yeah,
and then I can have a good health after.
exactly. So I tell them that in the yogic plans we say that sabse bada sukh nirogi ka. You can be really happy if you are healthy.
Yeah. Healthy mind, healthy spirit, and that attracts the right relationship, and then
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah,
finances do come.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it's you see, we are spoiled for choices. Our senses are spoiled for choices now. I remember in my childhood, there were very few things when I used to go to a departmental store to buy. Today I am
Mm.
so spoiled. I want this also, that also. So this constant stimulation to the senses has made us greedy, at the same time energyless, because we now tend to leak out a lot of energy.
We do. It's true. Very, very true.
And that is where, when people come for consultations, say, what will happen in my future, please tell me about my career, please tell me about money to theek rahega. They are more concerned about that. And then comes the relationship, and then they will talk about, okay, so anything you see, if I'll be healthy, I'll not have any disease. I said this should be the first thing.
It's true. It's absolutely true. Siddha, I want to go back. So when you went to see these astrologers, and you said that one of them has said that in the next 5 years, a family member will sort of no more expire. What was the outcome of that?
Nothing happened. He was
Look at
talking
that.
about my father, and I'm talking of what, 2001 or 2002, and the date he gave was around 2007, 2008. My father is still with me, and I'm really, really thankful to God.
That must have been a turning point for you then. That's
Of
where,
course,
like, I would have been upset. Like, see, you guys don't know what you guys are doing. This is
of
not what
course.
this is the connection between your father and God. And so when you start getting into this line of work, and when you got your expertise in astrology, did you see something completely different from when you went to these astrologers for your dad? As if you
Yes,
can
yes,
talk about that.
I saw it very differently now. I mean, now, because I have been taught in a hard way, so I have experienced everything. I have gone through all the issues which you can think of. I have encountered health issues, I have encountered relationship issues, I have encountered money issues, career instability, and insecurity, and everything. Just Lord made me to go through everything so that I can now understand anybody's pain. So I don't judge people now. I made a policy. first of all, that whenever I'm going to see a chart, my approach is going to be empowerment based approach, not fear based. This
You
is
already
this
have enough fear.
Yeah, so this was the first thing. Second thing which I saw that every planet in a particular sign, in a particular house, in a particular dasha. This is such a beautiful thing. If you go in this sequence, every combination has something beautiful to offer to you, a learning, not only a bad incident or a good incident, a beautiful learning to offer. And when I started connecting with those learnings, that is where it opened up a door for me to tell to my clients that this is what is going to come up and this is how you should approach it. You see, everybody has to die. Everybody has to leave the body and go from this earth. Okay? It's all about how you live your life. It's all about how you respond to your life. So I do not get into this prediction of how long a person is going to live. That is what I learned. Unless and until a person is in a very critical condition, and it's like complete life and death situation, and then if some clients ask me that if you can tell us that the person is going to survive or not. Otherwise, my gurus also have told me that I should not be getting into that particular thing. This is what I
And then
learned.
you create your own karma based on that too. Then,
Absolutely,
right? It's
absolutely.
like, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You need to write your own story, and how do you want to write your story? So that 33%, in fact, that 66% is in your hands. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that makes sense. Um, so for those who are listening and still, understanding what astrology is, so we went back and we sort of talked about, you have a natural blueprint from the time that you were born. Um, Now, I don't know if anybody's asked you this. I know when my parents came here to Canada, and even in India, years and way back in time, sometimes a time and a place was not it was unknown, like it wasn't something that they would do. How do you solve those issues when a person doesn't know the time they were born? They just give them a fictitious day. Oh, we'll give you a jet. Like, these could be families that may come from a lower class, or maybe they just didn't have an understanding of science and spirituality. Have you dealt with customers or clients? They're like, you know what? I don't know what day I was born, or I don't know the specific time. How do you then go around about that?
In Indian astrology, there is a beautiful provision for people who do not know their time. We call it as a Prashna Kundli. Prashna means question, and Kundli means horoscope. So, whenever anybody is asking a question about a person whose time is not, we do not know about the date or time. So, the astrologer connects with the current planets, wherever the astrologer is. The
Mm,
placement of the current planets, because the current planets have the aerial view of the past, present, and future which is coming up of that particular person. Okay, so when you connect with the current planets, you get accurate detail about what is going on and how a guidance can be given, because the planets have the aerial view. And
right.
that's a very beautiful part of astrology, in fact. And it is also used by a lot of astrologers when there is any confusion in the astrological chart of a person, when the astrologer is not convinced that the time is correct. So rather than correcting the time, they sometimes use the Prashna Kundli, and which is more authentic.
Sorry,
It's
which
like,
one was that? Which one was that?
come again.
You said that there's a very. You mentioned Kundali. You mentioned something.
It's Prashna Kundli. Prashna.
Prashna Kund. Okay.
Prashna means question of the person,
Okay. Okay.
and you make the horoscope of now,
Got it. Got it. Got
and
it.
you connect with the planetary connections of now. So you get absolutely genuine answers from the current planetary position. The only thing is that you cannot save that horoscope. So it's not a fixed horoscope for the person, but that becomes the Prashna horoscope. Next time, if the person has to consult, So a new horoscope has to be made of that time period when the question is put up.
Got it. It's sort of like a backward design. It's like we don't have your details at the front, but we'll work backwards. Like focus on the now, right now.
Absolutely, because they have the aerial view.
Got it. Growing up in a Hindu family, and then through families and friends and Bollywood movies, you hear about a lot of business tycoons, celebrities. They really, they also use astrology. Is this fair to say? Like, is this something that there's some movies where like you watch and it's like every little decision that you have to make, it has to be based on like sometimes it's a pain in the butt. Like every little decision, like at what point do you say, okay, can I just make a choice? Like, there's that fine line. So it's a two-part question. One is this very popular among business tycoons, not only in India, but internationally, and even with celebrities? And then second part to that is, where do we say, okay, this is the answer I need to my life right now, and I don't have to worry about the small details, because you can get over concerned and you can become like anal, like you have to go to an astrologer for every reason.
Bhanu, dependency on anybody is never advised. So if anybody is getting dependent on any any subject also, that is also not advised.
Mm,
But having said that, yes, to answer your first question, lot of business tycoons and celebrities actually follow astrological guidance because, as I told you, everybody needs right direction.
mm,
Everyone. Because when they are at a higher position, they have to make some important decisions which can have a very big impact on their life. So they are taking, usually they are, on that platform where the risk is very high. So they do not want to go wrong in their decision making. That is the reason they consider astrological advice. I also have a lot of clients, before taking, supposedly if somebody wants to invest in a huge industry and it's a huge investment, so they are,
mm.
it's high risk, also high reward but high risk. So they take the guidance, and uh, we understand the dasha of the person. This is where the dasha comes into play, whether the cosmic influence is in your support or not. If it is not in your support, I have seen people going from riches to rags.
Really? Wow. Do you have any like stories that you can share, maybe from rags to riches or riches to rags, or maybe one of each, if there's any stories that come in mind? Or
Well, I can't name them right
no,
now,
no,
but
absolutely
yes,
not.
there are a lot of people I have seen, they, when their dasha changed, everything changed for them. They were like on a two-wheeler and earning what, Indian rupees 10,000 rupees. Today they have more than 100 employees, and I mean, can't tell you the kind of money they have made in just a span of 15 years. What changed? The dasha changed. They gave the credit to me that this happened because of you. I said, no, it is because of your dasha. But you believed in that and you followed the guidance. Credit goes to you.
Hmm.
Okay? Because there are a lot of people who would not believe also.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point. I was just gonna ask that. Yes, that's right.
So believing in that, yes, your time is going to change, and then believing in that 66% and applying yourself completely actually changed a lot. Because this, when this synchronicity happened, the 33% cosmic influence in your favor and 66% you are already ready. That is where the magic happens. And that's the story of rags to riches. And believe me, the story of riches to rag is completely the opposite way. They were running on the fuel of 33% cosmic influence, which was in their favor. 66% they did not evolve. So when that balance 33% actually got into fix, they never had developed the 66%. That is where they lost everything. I have a
So
lot of
that
cases like that.
66% Siddha is a person's belief system, like you said, right? There's a cosmic, right? 33%, and then
It's
the other one is the environment, and then the other 33 is your personal beliefs. So a person can, I guess, in this case, the cosmic realm is on my side. But if they don't change their belief systems, their thought processes, if they don't evolve, it can have a hindering effect. Then.
absolutely. The
Hmm.
moment they become weak in the cosmic influence, everything is going to go down. Everything. But if they can hold on to that 66%, once the cosmic influence is in their favor, magic happens.
Yeah. Absolutely. I remember when I was this was years ago. I went to see an astrologer, and oh, sorry, I think he was he was a palm reader,
Okay.
and he's like, "Oh, you have to wear this ring, and because it's going to, you got to wear a ruby because at that time I was supposed to be the first Canadian Bollywood superstar. Never happened. Maybe it'll still happen." And he goes, "Oh, I can see you have that fame and this and that. I need you to wear this ruby ring. You got to wear these gems." Now these days here, Siddha, like a lot of people, all multinational people are wearing different types of, gems, amethysts, name the stone, tiger eye. Is there an aspect of astrology where gems and stones play an important role, or is that something that's completely different from the work that
So
you do?
they play a very important role. Uh, they can benefit you and they can make your life very difficult also.
Mm,
See, gemstones are basically supplements of light, supplements of color, basically. So, what you are
right.
doing is when you wear a gemstone, you're adding a particular color in your aura. Okay. And by virtue of addition of that particular color, the influence of a particular planet to give you a situation, that influence, the intensity of that influence increases. It's
Mm,
like you have magnified the influence.
I see.
If any astrologer has read a planet wrongly in a particular dasha, if the
Mm,
planet was malefic and he said no, it is going to give you some sort of good result, and if you wear a gemstone of that, means you have increased the malefic influence in your life.
yes. Yes,
and
I
that,
believe that. Wow.
okay, and that is where it is going to make your life more difficult. So anything which you are wearing has an impact on you. Anything. Gemstones, particularly, one has to be very, very careful because they are powerful, potent supplements of color. Okay. And when you wear it, after some time, if you become little sensitive towards it, you come to know that this is good for you or it is not good for you.
And like you
So,
said, if you have the intuition or the awareness, you may know, okay, this gem has done its time. Now it's time to take it off.
absolutely. And gemstones also, yes, exactly. You have put up a very good point here that it is as per dasha. It is as per a stipulated time period a gemstone should be worn.
Mm,
And after that, if a particular, it's like, I'll tell you, if it's like, in the ministry, in the government, you have different ministries. Like there is a defense ministry, there is a home ministry, there is a railway ministry, or whatever. And then you have ministers. Okay. You must have seen that, when the government changes, the portfolio of the ministers also change. So
right.
earlier, when the one of the ministers used to be finance minister, now he's not the finance; he's the defense minister.
Yeah.
So now, after becoming the defense minister, probably that person is not in your favor.
Mm,
You are actually giving power to a person who is not in your favor. It's exactly the same way happens in astrological remedies also, with gemstones particularly.
got it.
Okay, with
No,
changing dasha, we have to understand whether it is in your favor or it is not in your favor.
no, that's it's like you said. The more questions that you ask, that's the beauty of Vedic, right? It's where spirituality meets science. It's always evolving. Um,
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
here's a question that I don't know if you've ever been asked before. Like, just like in any profession, right? You have good doctors and you have bad doctors, teachers, and does an engineer, mechanic. In your eyes, now that you've been, since from 2003, can you, when you connect with another astrologer, can you tell that their work is good or it's not good? Like you just have this intuition that they're fake or they're just there for the wrong reasons? Does your guidance system uh, support you and tell you like this is not the right person? You have this inner feeling or thoughts.
Well, uh, I
You don't have to name any
I
people that you connect
I
with.
know I cannot and I should not. But yes, of course, when I am sitting on this seat, so and I have also trained many astrologers now. Many of my students are practicing astrologers now.
Oh, okay.
So I have taught them one thing, that your intention should be absolutely clear. You are here to empower people,
Hmm.
okay, to align them with their strengths, to bring their weaknesses uh, to their notice, and how to transmute the weaknesses into strengths. Okay, so this is the policy which I have been following.
Hmm.
So through this standpoint, when I look at any other astrologer, then I can let you know where this person is going, what is the intention of the person. You can yourself also judge if the person is becoming too fear based, that if you don't do this, this will happen.
Absolutely.
Then you can know that what is the intention of the person. You know.
That's right. Just like,
So, hmm,
sorry, continue, continue.
so the intent is very very important. So intention actually drives your attention, and
That's right.
your attention actually has an impact on your energy levels,
Hmm.
and that is where your physical reality is created. So everything is starting with the intention.
It's true. It's power of the intention. Now, just like how you said, we have this natural blueprint when we're born. We can't decide, let's change the sun direction, let's put Mercury here. No, that's our natural blueprint when we come into this world. Those
Nobody can
people who
change that.
go, those, sorry?
I said nobody can change that. You
Exactly.
can't.
So the question that I have is those people who may find the wrong astrologers, the wrong teacher because they want to get into something. I'll give you an example. When I was younger, I wanted to get into acting, and when I first started, my casting, not a casting director, but my manager, she's like, "Oh yeah, just give me $200. We'll set up our portfolio. We'll do all this stuff, and then you can come by and we can set everything." I'm like, "Oh, wonderful." I was a guinea pig. I was naive. I gave her the money. I never saw her again. I'm like,
Mm,
what the hell is
mm,
this? Like
mm.
I'm doing everything from a place of, excitement, good intentions. So part of that astrology, is this part of the, what a person may have to go through to build and learn from those experiences?
Attracting wrong people in any aspect is is to some extent 33%. Yes, it is written, but
Yeah.
66% is actually that you have not trained yourself well.
Mm,
I tell you, uh, what happens is that is where we need to learn certain prayers also. If your
mm,
intention was absolutely correct to help yourself, to put yourself on a different platform and do something and
right.
become creative, and but probably there was a missing link. Probably you were not ready at that point of time. Probably deep down you had to learn few other things also,
That's right.
you know and probably that was not the line also for you.
Yeah, no, it could be. Could be. Yeah, yeah,
So destiny told you accordingly.
yeah. It slapped me hard
Now
and was saying, nope, no, you're not ready yet. I'm like, okay.
you're not ready. So there is a beautiful way to attract the right persons or the right kind of people in your environment. So if we actually train ourselves and pray to the Lord, to the planets, that please bless me with the right kind of people, with the right kind of resources, and with the right kind of environment, so that I'm able to take right decisions in my life. If you actually train yourself with this sort of a prayer, and if you do that for continuously 48 days, believe me, anybody who is listening to this, you should try this. You will see your life will change. You
So
will see.
okay, so you're saying that, so those who are listening to this, what you're saying is you don't, you can just request from the universe and say, you know, even though somebody may not know what planet they need right now, they can just ask in a general statement. You're saying, or is it a
It is like
mantra? Or
it is not only a statement, Bhanu. It's a very strong prayer.
mm,
It's like coming from you. You're trying to make a shift within yourself. You're trying to completely change your intention. That from deep within me, I pray to the higher power, to God, to the masters, to the planets, that please give me right people, right guidance, right environment at the right time, so that I am able to take right decisions in my life. You see, destiny is made out of these, it's the sum total of the choices which you have made in the past. So life is all about making choices. And if you can pray intensely with all your heart, and do it for 48 days regularly. Do not miss even a one day. Then see what happens in your life. No matter what dasha will is going on at the moment, you will not invite the wrong person, because the vibration you are sending out is going to actually nullify the kind of negative influences coming your way.
yeah, that's powerful. Yeah, I'm gonna
You
take
know, we
on
were
that
never
challenge.
we
Yeah.
were we were never made as paper dogs. We were actually given a lot of powers. So even if you are in a wrong dasha at the moment and the planetary influence is against you, it is
Mhm.
casting challenges, delays, denials, dejections, obstructions, losses, whatever it is, weakness, self-doubt, low self-esteem, whatever you are going through at the moment, with strong intention, tell the planets, tell it to yourself, tell it to your environment, tell to the God, tell to any higher power whom you believe in. Say the same prayer with a lot of intensity, and then see the magic happening.
It's another tool in the toolkit box, which you just shared. And just you sharing that, like I can feel as you were sharing that, like I can feel the power, the passion in your share. And I'm thinking like if I take what you just shared and put it in my own words and create that as a very powerful intent message, things can move and shift.
You can do so, Manu, and try it. And believe me, you will be amazed to see the results. Because this is how I started. This is how I changed my intent. I Even before looking at a chart, even before I get any inquiry, I pray to Devi Ma, I pray to my masters that please send me the right kind of people, and people in whose lives I can actually make a positive shift. Please send only those. And believe me, this is how they have been sending it. This works, man. This works.
Yeah, you know what? It does. I believe in everything that you say. I know once upon a time, and maybe very similar to you, there was a point where like, no, this doesn't work. Like this is okay. You know, you hear just like you shared your personal story with dad. It's like, oh no, and you have all these doubts afterwards. You're like, see, he's still alive. No. I remember there were periods where I had to go through, and as much as what you just said, you put the intent in, it just never worked. So that could also then be the alignment of the stars or the positional. Do you know what I'm saying here?
Yep. Come again with this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So basically, there were times in the past where I would have an intent, like, oh yes, please help me, please support me. But then you never get that support that you need. You keep going the wrong path or the wrong
Okay.
choices, or you keep
Okay. Okay.
connecting with the wrong people. And then
Hmm.
that's and
Hmm.
then
Hmm.
then you're like, this doesn't work. Then there's that doubt. But like you said, then there's a shift period where you go from the rags to riches, and now you start to put those same intentions that you did maybe a decade ago, and everything is flowing. Just like I said, like I want to get in acting, and then this person totally completely took advantage of me. Maybe I had to learn some lessons, and now if I choose to get into that, I know those lessons. But in the beginning, like those belief systems, then they don't help you. Like they sort of allow you to think maybe this stuff doesn't really work.
Yeah, that's true. That is true because that's again a part of your learning only. Tell me one thing, Bhanu. If anything we practice for 1 day, 2 day. Sometimes we practice, then we don't practice. Then what happens is we are not actually sowing the seed.
That's right.
So nothing is going to germinate. That is the reason I told do it for 48 days. There is a beautiful pranic cycle for 48
Okay.
days. Every day you have to sow that seed and sow the seed of attracting the right kind of guidance and right people in your environment at the right time. If you do that for 48 days and then see what happens.
Mm.
What happens is we sow the seed and every day we pick up the seed and see is anything coming out of it? Nothing will come out of it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it makes total sense. Sometimes we just need to hear this again from a different person, from a different perspective. You are absolutely right. And everything that you're sharing, I'm going to shift this a little bit as well, too, just in our
Hmm.
last section here, Siddha. In the world of healing, and there's people like all over the world. There's black magic, there's white magic. Is there a dark side to astrology?
Well, astrology in in Hindi we call it as, or Sanskrit we call it as Jyotish. So Jyoti Ishwarya Jyoti. So this is the science of light. In fact, there is no dark side of it. It is to lighten up any dark path also. This is the science of guidance. This is the science of showing you a path. We can pick up if any black magic has happened on a person or not, is done on a person or not, through an astrological chart.
Oh, really? Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah. There are certain particular combinations. If their combinations are persisting in a particular dasha, that means you are vulnerable, your aura is weak, you are vulnerable to negative energies.
It
That
goes. Sorry, go ahead.
that we can pick up. Hmm?
It goes back to what you were saying before, Siddharth. It's your awareness, it's your intuition, right? Some people have brighter light, some people have low light. And when they have low energy, that means they're probably depressed. And just from a different realm, when a person is depressed, they're weaker. So entities have more of a chance to sort of take over, or, have an effect, or black magic, call it what you want. Am I making sense here?
Yeah, absolutely. It is actually the way it is. The way you are telling it. What happens is if your immunity is weak, only then the infection can creep in.
That's right.
So the same way, if your planetary energy is weak, and then on the other hand you are emotionally also weak, and you in your environment there is a lot of negativity, you are sitting or you are spending time with people who talk something negative, or people who are so stressed they keep on sharing their stress with you, what will happen?
Oh, that's
You will
true.
be drained.
It's true. It's absolutely true. The five. The here they say the five people that are closest to you, they'll either will make you or they'll break you, right?
Yeah, this is
So
so
you're
true.
right. Like
That's
in
a
the work
real
environment,
fact
if
of
you're
life.
surrounded by stress, that's you're just taking it on.
Absolutely.
So as we sort of close up here, what are some of the big lessons that you've learned, like in your journey of starting from 2003, and just in what you shared, you said that you're teaching. you're teaching students, your own students, how to become fantastic, respectable astrologers themselves. What has this journey really brought forth, like as 180 degrees, like where you started to where you are?
Well, I if I have to put that in few words, then I would say that life is beautiful till the time you actually keep on working with it. You have a body, you have a mind, and deep rootedly, you are nothing but awareness, you are consciousness. Every day and many times in a day, you have to become aware of your body. If you have any sort of an issue, put the attention there, try and understand, soothe your body, work with it, make it more flexible, walk more, eat right. Then you have a mind. Every feeling creates an emotion. Problem is that we allow the emotion to happen. If we stop the feeling itself, now that requires training. If you just stop it there and don't allow the emotion to happen, then you see life is becomes very simple. And then when you can continuously do all these things, then naturally your awareness expands. In Jyotish, it's a beautiful understanding. We say dharma, artha, kam, and moksha. These are the four levels this is called as a curriculum of a human life. What I learned is that dharma means to set your goals right. Artha means to create the resources to achieve your goals, and whatever goals you have achieved to further create the resource. So when you can achieve your goals with right resources, then what comes is kama, means the joy of life, the joy of material life. Once you experience dharma, artha, and kama, then comes the moksha. Moksha means the genuine, non attached, genuine feeling of freedom which is deep within you. You always feel free. It's a natural state which happens to a human being. So, in this journey, I have realized that you have to continuously keep on working on yourself. There is no other alternate. Every day is important. Every sunrise is important. Every sunset is important. So do not allow this life to be wasted. That is what I have learned, my friend.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, great wisdom there. Absolutely. Wake up and enjoy the day that is here and be present to it. Right? Yeah. So if somebody, I did ask Siddha, just for our listeners, I did give him my birth date and where I was born, and I asked him, "Hey, it'd be great if you could share something." So I'm really excited to see what's happening. Before we get there, Siddha, how do people reach out to you? They want to get an understanding of this Eastern astrology, connect with someone who's passionate, who has the right intention for their customers, and really find the gems that they need in their life to shine that light. How can people reach out to you, Siddha? And yeah, go ahead.
So there are two ways. I mean, one is that I have an Instagram channel, and you have seen that.
I will add that to the show notes. Yep.
And there are some contact numbers also. So there are WhatsApp number also, and people can contact there on the WhatsApp. So one is that I do consultations, and the other thing is I'm already working on my pre-recorded courses, so that people who have the intention to learn astrology and to practice this beautiful understanding which the Lord has given to us in their personal life or in the life of their loved ones, or even if people who want to take up astrology professionally. So I'm preparing that course. By probably March I should be out with that course. uh, so this is how they can contact me for consultation and courses.
So when a client does reach out to you, it's very important, if you do have it, the day that you were born, the time and the location. Is that correct?
Correct, correct, correct.
And then, do they get anything in return? Is there like a paper, like a booklet, or is it just more of now like a
No, no, no.
one-on-one?
It's like a personal consultation.
Got
It's
it.
like spending time with me for at least 1 to 1.5 hours.
Okay.
I give a lot of time to my clients. I understand them. I listen to them, and I have a holistic approach of the thought process, the environment, and the cosmic influence.
Mm, I got it. I got it. Absolutely. No, definitely. I'm happy that I really had you on, Siddha, because there was something special. When I saw that little link on Guru Pashupati, I'm like, okay, Guru Pashupati doesn't normally recommend. I go, who is this person? And then within a week, here we are, right? Like we're completely in two
I,
different parts of the
I
world.
I really feel privileged and honored, and I have a lot of gratitude towards him.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So some of the fun stuff. So I did ask Siddha just to look into mine and find out what's going on, where I am going, what direction, and I don't know what you have, Siddha. I didn't say anything in particular, but anything that you want to share would be great.
No, sure. I would like to share because I had your details with me,
Yes.
and so I could see that from 2018 till 2021, that was the time, a little stressful time for you. You must have
Mm,
lot of
yes, it was.
challenges,
It
struggles,
was.
hopes, results not coming to your expectations. Lot of things you must have gone through at that time band. But after that, your chart is showing that from 2021 you have started creating that stability for yourself, and a lot of things have changed. Okay. And now, after September 23, you are now in the Mahadasha of Rahu, which is going to go for 18 years. So, till 2041, you're going to be under the Mahadasha of Rahu, and this has some good offerings for you. You
Yay.
are,
Okay.
yeah, you are now, whatever you have learned about how to become stable in your finances, the finance part, the family part, okay, you will see that luck will support you. This is a very big major change which you are going to experience.
Now, Siddha, just to let you know, I am single at the moment. So, is there a lucky lady coming my way?
This is the time period when uh, it's if you want it, you can have it now.
Hmm.
You can have a family, my friend, now.
Wonderful.
Okay. And when I say family, means actually a good family with kids.
Wonderful.
This is the dasha which will allow you to experience what you have not experienced, because this is the dasha of transformation for you. Lot of things which you thought you could do, and you were not able to get that opportunity. Lot of things you will be able to apply in this dasha. It's a dasha of transformation. That's the key, that's the core. Okay, so I see some very good time coming up, and 2026 to 2028, almost these 2 years, 2 to 2.5 years, you are going to create good assets for yourself. Okay.
Okay.
People, in the eyes of people, you're going to be like a very knowledgeable person, like a lot of people will look up to you, and things have started shaping up that ways.
You know,
Your Come again.
I was just going to say, one of the passions that I've put together is doing this podcast. And I was speaking to some of my other spiritual friends. They're like, Bono, you're sort of like the only one here where I am in Ontario that invites, people of many different healing modalities outside the medical system, spirituality. I really want this podcast to really grow and, have an effect on the people who listen to it and the resources. Um, do you see anything in that arena? expansion and growth and
Knowledge, knowledge, and through knowledge. I mean, knowledge for self, and through that knowledge of people you are interacting with, you will see, you will go places, and your time will start. Real time will start after 1.5 years. We can do a podcast again after 1.5 years, and then you can validate my statement.
okay, done deal. So that's 2026, you're saying, right? Or 2020,
Yes, yes,
2026. Okay, okay,
you
okay.
will see, you will see major changes happening, because the real expansion which you are expecting, just in 1.5 years you're going to be there and see that lot of doors going to be open up for you. Okay.
Okay.
And it's a very nice dasha for you overall. You're going to learn a lot of things, you're going to invite a lot of spiritual understandings, deeper understandings. And I am also looking forward to your growth.
Oh, that's amazing. And is there any tools that I need? Because, like you said, there's 12 houses. Is there anything that I have to watch out for? Or
Okay, do you have a younger siblings you have?
yeah, I have a sister and a brother. Yeah, I do.
Okay, so are you the eldest?
I'm the eldest.
Okay, so what you have to do is you have to be very patient with them.
Okay.
Okay, and this is the time when some misunderstandings can happen with your siblings,
Mm,
and only and only your perseverance, your patience can help you in this.
mm.
What they are looking for is sort of a matured and a responsible elder brother. I mean, that is what their perspective is. Okay,
Yes, yes, yes.
and even if you do 0.1% mistake, that is going to be highlighted. Oh, brother did this.
That's right. Okay.
So you need some patience there. Probably you need to handle it with some centeredness and calmness.
Mm,
And here lies the spiritual understanding, the kind of knowledge which you are gathering, that is going to be very helpful to you. Okay, so be aware of that. As I told you, awareness will lead to resolution.
that's right.
So next time, whenever you have any miscommunication going on with your siblings, or so be rest assured that you have to deal with patience, and
Got
it
it.
will be sorted.
Got it. Okay. It's good to
Okay.
know. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Is there
And
anything else that highlights or any other highlights you wanted to share or?
uh, maybe for your just take care of your skin better, and your general cold and cough.
Okay. Absolutely. Siddha, it was really, thank you for that information. Definitely looking forward to all the positive changes and make sure that with my siblings, I can be a little bit more patient and grounded. And now that I'm aware of that, I can definitely, grow that seed in me. So I thank you for that. But I really had fun connecting with Siddha. I think I'm definitely going to invite you again in 2026 and sort of see where we go from here.
Yeah.
And yeah, really enjoy the conversation. Really got, and I would love to next time. I usually try to make visits to India every couple of years. So where in India are you, anyways?
I am in Gurgaon, in
Gurgaon.
Gurugram.
Okay, got it.
It's very near to Delhi. It's very near to the airport.
That's right. It is. It is definitely. I will love to come by one day, visit you, and then maybe go to. I don't know exactly where Guru Pushapati's. Look, he's in the
He is
south.
in
South, right?
he's in South. He's in Mysore. Yes.
Okay, so maybe I'll do that on the next vacation that I'm in India. But thank you for being on, Siddha. Really insightful. Definitely shared new information, not only for me but my listeners. And I will definitely share all your social handles as well too. And yeah, so thank you for coming on. We had fun. I
Thank
had
you.
fun.
Yeah. Thank you, dear. Thank you so much, and God bless. Next time, whenever we are connecting, I am going to see a very successful